Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna here. Basically, we are discussing another topic, that is city creation. In city creation, basically, we are discussing one topic, that is design creation, and design basically is connected with the vitamins data. Here, basically, we are taken as a vitamin. In this, basically, we are talking about the one of the topic, that is cities creation. Basically, in cities creation, basically, we are talking about this design basically, how this design is basically created, how the requirement is basically given from the, assume that basically 600 years basically is already passed, and in 600 year basically the design basically is given. So since 600 years basically the design basically is getting passed. Since 600 the basically the designs basically is getting passed. So one of the person told that 600 is the year basically from where the design is basically getting passed. So 600 is the year basically. One of the person told that this design basically is, assume that basically currently which generation is basically ongoing, that is basically, assume that it's going since 600 basically, yeah. And after 600 year when the entire design is basically going to be finished, that time basically the world basically is going to end basically. In this end basically what are the things going to happen, and this basically is a system basically how they basically do, they basically end the world basically. And in this end the world basically, first they basically finish the entire economic of the world basically. So economic of world basically, that means India is the economic of the world. In India basically Mumbai is the economic world basically. So first basically they are going to finish Mumbai basically. So one other person told that Mumbai basically is in front of the world basically. So when everybody knows that basically whatever in front of the world basically it is, it's not like that basically. So one of the person told that basically. So in front of the world basically whatever things basically are there, that is not correct basically. So if basically that's universe group basically will end the India, Mumbai basically, then there is no meaning of finishing the India. The entire world basically is going to create re again basically. So one of the person told that basically when the world basically is going to separate and the world uh, assume that few land is going to separate, and in that few land which is separated basically, there basically few people are going to stay basically, that are the 100 team members basically, and their group basically they are going to stay. Assume that basically that number is around 3 lakh people basically. So the 3 lakh people basically are going to stay basically there, and from 3 lakh basically people are going to stay there basically. And in 3 lakh people basically who actually going to start reworld entire again. So that 3 lakh group basically are controlling the Mumbai city. So they are basically controlling the Mumbai city basically. So the 1,000 group says that basically again basically we can't create the system basically again things basically of the, for example, barter system basically was there. So from barter system basically we created entire economic world economic forum basically, we have created finance system basically, we have created this that each and every banking, world bank created, world blood bank created, then basically the world economic forum created. So that basically we can't create again basically. So that basically is the education sector base. So they are telling that basically the education sector basically we can't create again basically. So for that basically the 1,000 team member basically, yeah, that are basically assume that basically that are 3 lakh people basically. In that 3 lakh people basically the Oxford group is also basically there basically. So experts of each and every education sector basically and their group basically. For example, English experts, Sanskrit experts, then basically the mathematics experts, science experts, then basically the statistic experts, then basically the uh, laptop experts. For example, laser attacks basically. For example, one person basically says that he is basically expert in laser basically. For example, one person is going there basically from exactly basically he is going to point to particular body parts basically. So they are basically called as a laser experts basically. So they will basically damage the body parts only basically. So that is basically called as a laser experts basically. Then basically the sales experts. Sales expert means the sales in, sales out, basically that group basically. Then the business development experts basically. So they are basically the experts group basically. So they basically comes into this 1000 team members basically. So they basically comes into this 1000 team member. So they basically say that basically we can't create everything basically again. So we can't create everything again basically. So they basically keeps assume that basically this team member basically is coming to 3 lakh. So world will end basically. That is 100% sure. 3 lakh peoples. 3 lakh peoples will stay in that separated land. So assume that basically this is the world basically. This is the world. And in this many parts basically is going to separate, and here basically they are going to place in universe basically. So this is universe, basically this is earth planet is moving, and this basically parts is this is the separated world basically. In this basically the 3 lakh people basically are staying basically. So this basically we will stay like this basically. So this is the separated world, separated land basically also you can say. Separated land. In this separated land basically the 3 lakh people basically exist. So assume that 600 years is already over, and in this basically whenever they are going to merge the entire design basically, they will 100% end the world. In this basically assume that they have separated the world. That's why basically 11 parts basically we were talking basically it's going to be 11 parts going to be divided. So that is this topic basically. So when world basically will end basically, that time basically the land is going to separate from the world basically, and that mostly basically might be middle of the world also, and mostly basically might be the left of the world, top of the world, whatever basically land basically they prefer basically. So here basically one of the person told that here basically the main will be the people basically who will be these 3 lakh people basically, because experts are basically, and in experts basically the government system creator groups are also basically experts basically. So they basically say that basically we are handling the governments basically, and the government means they basically can control the public basically. For example, one person basically is doing this, that basically each and everything basically is doing, but he is not getting the success. Why? Because his government has controlled that particular person. So government says that basically we have controlled the particular system basically. So like this basically things are basically there. So one of the person told that like this basically the world is getting created. So world one day basically when the universe system says that basically if they want to merge the universe design basically which is created from the world basically, that is the 900 crore population, the world basically they are going to end, that is 100% sure basically. So 3 lakh people basically who are into this world basically, who might be that basically we don't know, but they might be, they are experts basically. For example, government is what basically, that person basically which is going, he is a government basically. That basically name basically one person has given as a Chanakya basically. That person basically which is going, that is the doctor basically. Doctor means he knows everything about the each and every blood cells basically which is created. That is education or basically sports blood cells or any blood cells basically. God blood cells, any blood cells basically which is created, that is the doctor basically. Same with that person basically which is going, that is a construction doctor basically. Construction means entire world basically which is created, he know everything basically. Each and every small building is also created, that also he know basically how it is created, and he is connected with the medical industry basically, because medical industry means chemicals are used basically in this creation, and chemicals means equal to energies basically, that also you can say. So like this basically things. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this topic, that is city creation. City basically is world basically creation. In this world creation basically the world is separated, that is population is 3 lakh.